Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
What's up guys? This is Manoj Bhuptani. I welcome you all on behalf of the Edupedia world. Fasten up your seatbelts, we are about to take off with the first topic of the day, and that will be applicability. Now, I must tell you something relating to the applicability. Practice unit, that is the members of the institute who have been working in practice maybe individually or with any of the firm of chartered accountants. The persons who will be under the review, these are being termed as the practice units. They shall be subject to review if they have provided the assurance services, that means the audit services, in any of these three different levels. Number one comes to be the first level, that is level 1. If a practicing unit which has undertaken any of these particular audit assurance services, so they'll be under review. Number 1, if in case you have worked with for any of the central statutory audit, be it for public sector banks, be it for private sector banks, be it for foreign banks or cooperative banks or public financial institutions, then in that case you'll be falling under the category of level 1. Number 2 is the central statutory audit of central and state public sector undertakings, that is the PSUs, or central cooperative societies which are based on some of the criteria such as this turnover or paid up capital that may be decided by the board. So if in case you have done any of the central statutory audit for be it central or state public sector undertakings, then again this will be covered under level 1. Next comes if you have done some of the central statutory audit for insurance companies, statutory audit for AMCs, that is the asset management companies or mutual funds, stat audit for enterprises whose equity or debt securities are listed in India or abroad, statutory audit for entities who have actually raised their funds from public or banks or financial institutions for rupees which is greater than 50 crores under the period of review. Then comes the statutory audit for entities who have raised donations or contributions over 50 crore rupees during the period under review. The statutory audit of the entities which are having a net worth of more than 500 crores at any time during that particular period of review. All these practicing units who have done or completed or provided any of the assurance services to these clients, they shall be covered under level 1. So what does happen to people who have been covered under level 1? Then in that case, what's going to happen is their period for peer review will be once in 3 years. Okay, so in a period of every 3 years, once peer review will happen to those practicing units if in case they are falling under level 1. Now coming to the level 2, then in that particular case, if you have been categorized under level 2, that will happen only and only if in case you have done some statutory, internal, concurrent, system audit or tax audit or any of the departmental review of the branches or offices of public sector or private sector or foreign banks, any of the insurance companies, cooperative banks, statutory audit for regional rural banks, statutory audit for non-banking financial institution companies. Then comes the statutory audit for entities who are having a net worth of over 5 crore or an annual turnover of more than 50 crores during the period under the review. All these companies, if you have completed the audit or I should better say assurance services for any of these companies, then in that case your practicing unit will be covered under level 2. What will happen to level 2 practice units applicability? Then in that particular case, peer review will be done once in every 4 years. If I'll talk about level 1, then in that particular case, peer review is going to happen once in 3 years. In case of level 2, it's going to happen once in 4 years. That's the only benefit if in case you get covered under level 2. Now lastly comes the level 3. What's going to happen and who all will be included under the review in case of level 3? Any practicing unit. Okay guys, any practicing units who have not been covered under level 1 and level 2 will be covered into this. Any practicing unit not selected for peer review, then in that particular case all these one will be covered under level 3. Okay, any practicing unit providing the assurance services who have not been covered under level 1 and level 2 will be covered under this. Their periodicity will be once in every 5 years. So if somebody is gonna ask me perfect question, sir, is peer review really important and the same is mandatory? Obviously, even if in case you are not getting involved in level 1 or level 2, still you'll always be getting yourself covered under level 3. Then the only time period is gonna change. That's it. So applicability is going to happen to everybody over there. Now, if in case you got skipped somehow, so the any kind of practicing unit who has not been selected for the peer review may suo moto. By suo moto, I simply mean they by own their own wish, I can simply say that they may apply to the board for the conduct of the peer review. The board shall act upon the same within 30 days of the date of receipt of such request. So, apart from this, the client may request, let's suppose you're working for a client and the client it himself basically wants that you should get your peer review done. The client may request the board in that particular case for the conduct of the peer review of its auditor, that is the practice unit. The board shall act upon the same within 30 days from the date of receipt of such request. So that's going to happen. So this is the particular kind of applicability that's going to happen in various 3 different levels. You just need to check out in which category you fall. That's it, guys. So that was all about relating to the applicability. All you need to do is just revise the topic, because that is something which is exceptionally required in this particular case itself, right? Shall we proceed further, guys? Let's move towards the next topic of the day, and that will be peer review board. So guys, this particular peer review board, this is a board which shall be constituted by the council of the ICAI. The board shall consist of a maximum of 12 members, which will be appointed by the council, of whom not less than 50% shall be from the persons who are amongst the members of the council of chartered accountants, which has been set up under the act. The council may nominate the members of the board of directors from this particular peer review board, basically from outside bodies and from some of the prominent individuals who have been something of high integrity and reputation. This may include some of the people who are certainly not limited to regulatory authorities, be it bankers, academicians, economists, legal professionals, business executives. Anyone can be appointed in that particular case. The council shall appoint the chairman and vice chairman from amongst its elected council members who have been appointed by the board. The term of the members shall be for 1 year or such other period as may be prescribed by the council from time to time. Casual vacancies of the board shall be filled by the council itself. The members of the disciplinary committee or the disciplinary board, or I should say the committee on ethical standards or the committee on financial reporting and review board of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, shall not be a member of the board. This is something which is extremely important to note. Now, this was the brief. All you need to remember is, number 1, board will be constituted by the council. Number 2, maximum 12 members, of which at least 50% of the members will be the members from the council itself. Then comes the chairman and vice chairman will be appointed by the council from amongst the member of the council himself. The maximum term for which they can be appointed will be 1 year or as may be prescribed by the council. Then casual vacancies on the board will also be filled by the council itself, and members of the disciplinary committee cannot be the member of the board. This has been something which has been clearly prescribed in the statement of peer review, and I'm sure that you guys must have got the complete clarity with respect to this topic as well. Perfect, guys. Let's move towards the next topic, and that will be the eligibility to be a reviewer. Now, let's suppose you just slept last night and today you woke up and said, okay, I want to be a reviewer. Will you be able to become one? Absolutely not. If in case you have not complied with these conditions, so what all are the conditions in order to ensure that you are eligible to be a reviewer? So guys, number 1, the peer reviewer shall be a member with at least 10 years of experience in practice, guys, 10 years. Then only you can be appointed as a peer reviewer. Number 2, you should be into a practice as per the Chartered Accountants Act 1949. By that I simply mean you should not be into cost accountancy practice or say company secretarial practice. It should only be that you are into the practice as per the CA Act 1949. Then you must have undergone the requisite training which has been prescribed by the board. Then comes, you should have furnished the declaration as prescribed by the board at the time of acceptance of the peer review engagement appointment. Next, you should have signed the declaration of confidentiality as prescribed by the board. Again, you should also have like conducted the audit of level 1 entities for at least 7 years to be eligible for conducting the peer review of level 1 entities. This is something which is extremely important. You must be that kind of a person who has already been like doing the bank audits from time to time, let's say at least 7 years. Then only you'll be like eligible for conducting the peer review. So you need to provide and discharge your assurance services for that particular sector. Only then you'll be eligible for conducting the peer review of level 1 entities. So this is something which is extremely important to note. Next, a reviewer shall not accept any professional assignment from the practicing unit for a period of 2 years from the date of appointment. Also, if in case you want to be a reviewer, guys, then the members should not have any kind of disciplinary action or proceedings pending against them. Again, they should not have been like found guilty by any of the court or disciplinary body or board or committee. Then again, he or she must not have been like convicted by this natural competent court, whether within India or outside India, for any of the offence which includes moral turpitude or punishable with transportation or imprisonment. And finally, they shouldn't have been like involved in any of the obligation or conflict of interest in the practicing unit or its partners or personnel. Again, this is something which is extremely important. Now, these were the major characteristics that needs to be complied with if in case you are trying to become a reviewer. That is something which is extremely important to be eligible, first of all, to become a reviewer. Are you guys done with the same thing? Perfect. Shall we proceed further, guys? Let's move towards the last topic of the day, and that will be miscellaneous. So the number one miscellaneous topic will be the use of qualified assistants. Okay. So guys, I must tell you that the reviewer, okay, that person who has been into the practice for the past 10 years now, so the reviewer may take the help of qualified assistants while carrying out the peer review. The board decided to clarify this, that the reviewer is permitted to take the assistance of only one assistant, who shall be a chartered accountant or a person who does not attract any of the disqualifications. Okay. The name of qualified assistant which the reviewer would like to assist him shall be identified and intimated to the board as well as the practice unit before the commencement of the peer review. Such a qualified assistant shall also have to sign a declaration of confidentiality, and he shall have no direct interference either with the practice unit or with the board. This person will be chosen for assisting the reviewer, shall be from firm of reviewer and should have been working with them for at least 1 year as a member in practice. So this will be included in the use of qualified assistant. Perfect, guys. Next comes confidentiality. So guys, all you need to remember is, if in case you have been like getting yourself involved in any of the peer review assignments, then strict confidentiality, that means strict confidentiality shall be maintained by all those who have been like included in the peer review process. Be it about reviewers, members of the board, any non-qualified, any qualified assistant of the practice unit or anybody. Okay. This needs to be confidentiality maintained. Next, all the persons who have been like governed by the secrecy provisions shall at all the times they are going to preserve and aid in preserving the secrecy with regard to any of the matter arising in the performance or in assisting the performance of any of the function, be it directly involved or indirectly related to the process and conduct of peer reviews. The reviewer also shall not make use of or disclose the contents of the review report or any of the confidential information about the process of review unless as required by the board or council. Non-compliance with the secrecy provisions in this particular clause shall amount to this professional misconduct under CA Act 1949. So a declaration of confidentiality shall be signed by the persons who are responsible for the conduct of peer review, that is the reviewers and their qualified assistants, and be filed with the board. All the members of the board shall also sign a declaration of confidentiality in a manner which has been like prescribed by the board itself over there. And the lastly term will be the inherent limitations of the review. So guys, we all know about a few of the inherent limitations for any of the auditor, any of the reviewer. The reviewer conducts the review in accordance with the statement on peer review. The review will not necessarily disclose all the weaknesses in compliance with the technical standards or maintaining the quality of the insurance services, since it would be on selected basis. As there are some of the inherent limitations in the effectiveness of any of the system of quality control, which happens to be the subject matter of the review, departure from the system may occur and may not be detected as well. So guys, this was all about the miscellaneous topics. In the next forthcoming video, I'll be going to share with you a very important topic that will be relating to peer review process. That will be the last major topic of this particular chapter, wherein you'll get to know about what will be happening in case of peer review process. So I just believe and hope that you guys will be like revising a topic. Just at the moment, I'll be like completing this presentation. Of course, you'll be doing so because you don't want to flunk in C final either. All you need to do is just do this particular stuff for me, guys, and believe me, nobody is going to stop you up while you clear your C final examinations. With this, I'll say thank you on behalf of the Edupedia. While keep interacting by our questions, queries in YouTube comment boxes. I would love to answer each one of your queries and grievances. Stay connected. That will help us in understanding your needs way better, guys. I'll see you in the next presentation with one of the most exciting topics with relating to this particular chapter, which is peer review. Till then, sayonara. God bless you all. Take care. Bye.